So, world, this is your boy S Weston. I mean, it's been going on, been some shit going on for a minute, and I just want to go ahead and update people on pretty much the situation that's been going on. Um, been, I suppose you would call um extreme number of or severe number of sabotage in regards to the old Facebook page that I used to have, Ezekiel Rebattles Mercado, and been having some music that I've been posting, SoundCloud user 51501404. Um, some stuff, some original things that I went and put out. A lot of feelings that I've been dealing with. Of course, it's pretty difficult to understand that when a person searches desperately for something and it involves a group of young children and the credibility of the people who I would say were pretty much equally as innocent due to the fact that their situation was pretty much blown out of proportion with their status that they had prior. The profiles don't fit. And I guess, I've been quiet for 4.5 years. And I have opened up a page, but it's not really the same one. It doesn't have all the same amount of effort and work that I put into it. And, a lot of things were said. Vulgar statements regarding the Fresno Police Department, who I still consider extremely inept and biased for the simple fact that I guess I have a record, a repertoire for something that I really never really could understand. They basically look at things based on inconclusive and very short medical records. Paperwork basically will continuously raise a bunch of red flags, but what are you going to do when it's going to involve and affect not only the lives of my family, most importantly my children and I. I'm not saying I'm a great guy or I'm fucking perfect and I should deserve all this stuff to happen, but when you got the police force and higher ups basically saying no, we can't let this happen, it raises a whole lot of major questions regarding the veracity of the whole story and how people are going to go ahead and approach it, because the way I basically spoke on Facebook was the sources I had basically were not as reliable as I would want to say. A lot of the details were basically able to be proven, but I went overboard on most of the stuff. With I guess the outbursts and how many times I posted, but ultimately, what I would post and the amount of times I would post is because that's how important the situation was to me. I still haven't given up on my kids. I guess the new update would be that I'm on parole now because I ended up almost completing my probation, but a simple misdemeanor sent me upstate to prison, and I never really was somebody to get myself involved in shit like that, but it doesn't matter anyways. I probably will be going back because I am on the verge of a possible violation again, because shit happens. I'm a human being, and I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to go about this in the way that I do. Matthew, Hannah, Caden, Odyssey, and Chloe, don't ever think for a second that I can't speak for myself and that all the things people say continuously, if you question it, and Matthew, Hannah, and Caden specifically, if you question why would your little sisters have to be monitored and controlled, and by what I mean when I say that, what I mean by when I say that is, why would their mother have to basically sit next to the phone and speak for them? I'm simply their father. There's never been any reason on anybody's end to ever think that I would ever want to threaten my kids, because that's pretty much what's being said. And there's no reason for people to have so much interest in my past drug habits, drinking. It's hard to take a person serious when you sit there and listen to them and they're obviously whacked out or drunk, because their emotions get a little distorted. But when they're still speaking openly, when they're prepared to go ahead and put themselves out regardless of what's going on, and speak to professionals, quote unquote, when they reach out to other professionals, child services, government officials, municipal agencies. You can continue. There's an onslaught of people that are out there that will not sit down with me and speak. So it comes to a point where I basically say, fuck the government, fuck the police, fuck the people that sit there and don't even give a person a chance, because I am a human being and I do love my kids. I do have a lot of things that would basically say, hey, these motherfuckers don't want to talk. I do want to talk. I need to speak. And me basically opening up on Facebook and throwing my entire life out there when I'm not really, never was before, and still really ain't so much a person who goes on social media, because we all know that psychologically we only post the best moments of our lives. Nobody wants nobody to know any kind of details regarding what kind of family issues everybody has. Everybody has their family secrets. Nobody wants to know about the cuckolding uncle, or the dad sleeping with the neighbors, or the moms out there with doing whoever they're doing. Everybody's getting divorced. My mother-in-law just got a divorce. I just found out. Perfect Christians. And I'm not attacking you, but things like that affect a person, while I was basically put out to just go ahead and be humiliated, and took an onslaught of things, and it's still going on. And for a minute I was able to see my children. I still can, and I'm going to be able to go to court, hopefully if I don't go to prison for 3 years, or probably 18 months, but a lot can happen during that time. And why would a parent be so protective about the dad, me, of course, Ezekiel Mercado, S. Wesson, speaking to Odyssey and Chloe, 7 and 5. When you have to sit there and monitor everything, I cuss. Hey, you know what? If you want to sit there and put baby monitors and all kinds of stuff, and sit there and try to tell an adult how to do what they got to do, throw things in my face like, oh, you're a irresponsible father, you don't provide. I'm not a great provider because I'm dealing with a whole bunch of things. I did end up acquiring some good employment, got into the union, made X amount of money. I'm not good with spending because I really don't care about the spending part, but a responsible parent will say, hey, this guy needs to go ahead and tone it down and do the right thing so that he can go ahead and get his children in his hands, and then he can go ahead and try to go about it. That's probably going to be the case, but it doesn't take away from the fact that if a person who's really interested in upholding their oath regarding the law and what their occupation is basically supposed to provide for people, because a person who upholds the law does it because they care about other people getting hurt. And it's a old belief, but I still find it to be something to be able to believe in. It's something good. And I guess when you sit there and put the profiles, my record, my appearance, whatever, I fucking look however I look, I really don't give a shit, That doesn't mean that I'm any different than the next person that you're dealing with. It doesn't mean that I'm not somebody's son, somebody's father, somebody's brother, somebody's friend. I've met an assortment of great people that have nothing to do with anything, that I would never ever expect to have the compassion to look out for me. Friends of mine and family members specifically are very, very, very quick to judge and say I shouldn't hang out with them, that they're bad people, what they got going on in their life isn't what we got going on, it's not what we're interested in. And I've always been distant from my family, not for reasons that I want to be away from them. I miss my family terribly. I love my brother. I love both of my sisters. I love my ex-wife. I have love for her. I don't respect her. She's a bitch, but doesn't mean that I don't love her as the mother of my kids and that we didn't have an amazing past. I was extremely in love with her when I had to deal with a separation happening because, according to them, it was due to my doing meth. I was on drugs, and a person, when they're on that kind of drug, basically loses pretty much all their credibility because there's a whole thing going on that says their mindset is extremely accelerated. It has effects where they hallucinate and they imagine things, whatnot. Granted, I'm not saying that was the case with me because I've pretty much been doing stuff since I was about 19. Let's go ahead and throw it all out there, But we'll keep it legal because I know this shit's being monitored. So I'll wait till I speak to some of the, proper authorities if that ever even happens. But I still pray to God that things can happen. I'm not trying to destroy anybody. I have no interest in hurting anybody. But my phone has been doing strange things. It's obviously an iPhone with Android operating systems in it. It was a replacement phone because I broke my phone one day having an emotional breakdown because of the stuff that I go through with my kids. I guess on paperwork it says I'm a manic depressed, but how the fuck does a doctor sit there and talk to you one time and say, "Oh yeah, you're a manic depressed guy. You have a bunch of issues." Like, are you talking to me or are you saying it to me? Because I'm not convinced of anything that you're saying. How can you provide any conclusive evidence? Are you gonna sit down with me for 30 minutes and just let me speak and say a few sentences, and then you automatically decide, hey, my professional title and me going through medical school, me getting a PhD. If I may have spoken to one dude with a PhD, Dr. Terrell. He's medically board certified here in Fresno, California. But I did speak to him twice. The first time I spoke with him, he said I'm a very nice guy, and that I told him I had a piece of evidence, which I still might have on an old phone, put away. At least hopefully it's still secure. That will have a incident with a lot of things that are going on. And believe me, I agree with everybody that is a very extremely weird, bizarre thing to have to deal with. Who the fuck sits there and records their wife's conversations, their wife having sex with their own brother? I didn't know it at the time, but those were some of the start details, because a lot of the things I did before were just me on Facebook typing my feelings, whether it was philosophies or details that I had to basically uncover myself, proclaiming myself as a gumshoe or a hawkshaw, aka detective. I still consider myself one. Freelance. If you ever need some work, you want me to go ahead and dig around your shit, give me a call. Go ahead and inbox me, whatever. But seriously though, my kids, basically my daughter Chloe at 1.5 had to sit there and tell me that somebody touched her in her butt, pointing at her vagina, a 1.5-year-old. And when I basically shared that with my ex-wife, her first initial reaction was, "That's impossible." And she seen the distress on my face, and I just couldn't believe it. The right thing for me to have done at that time would have been for me to say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna take you guys to the hospital." Yeah, at the time I was still doing meth, and I was high, and I was afraid of losing the girls. But I said, okay, well, my wife knows. She knew. That was one of the reasons that she basically attacked me all the time. Didn't say it directly. It took me basically towards the end when the botched murder for hire basically took place, for me to basically confess to her. I'd say 10 days prior to the June 6th incident. So she already knew. And other events occurred, via text message of her basically explaining things that didn't really make sense. But in my family's defense, this white bitch named Becky, Shauna, Joseph, Chris Owen Costello's girlfriend, neighbors from across the street, I believe, and I know for a fact, held them hostage with blackmail, because they were ones that probably suggested. It could be my brother. It could be somebody, but I won't just let my family go ahead and go down without believing that they never were the type of people to go ahead and involve themselves in such a heinous type of crime, to where they were really convinced that either you have to kill me, because once I find out, I'm either going to commit suicide because I'm going to be so butthurt over my fucking ex-wife fucking my brother and getting pregnant, so I'm going to have to raise my stepson/nephew, which I would have done. I already made the offer. Or some money-hungry bastards from fucking across the street that they moved. Tell them, well, we got to kill him. Woo, woo, woo. The motherfuckers going to get to killing me because I had a Glock 17 on me. I'm saying, motherfucker savage. I'm pretty attentive towards details. And God was looking out for me. Ultimately, Jehovah God Almighty and Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, has still been with me. And don't think I'm sitting here promoting I'm a super duper Christian good guy, because I'm a Christian with issues. I have things that are going on in my life that I deal with, but ultimately, I pray to God and I give him all the glory that he deserves for me still being alive, for me still mysteriously being here to be able to do something that I don't think I might be capable of. 1 minute.
Is Alex in the bathroom with you?
No. Shit's crazy. Very crazy. I still pray. Some of the more difficult details for me to provide will be done. And not crazy shit, like just things that I have to basically sit down with the proper people to go ahead and disclose some of the things, and then possibly after I'll go ahead and disclose it. But it's devastating. I don't know how much time I've spent, investigating/researching, how much hypocrisy I faced from pretty much everybody. How many great people I found because of when you lose everybody, you come to find out that the very small amount of people that will still give you the chance and the opportunity to be able to help you keep hope have more of an effect than what an entire group of fake people, an entire fucking squad of bitch ass motherfuckers will have on you. You don't need that. You don't. It doesn't have no kind of purpose. It doesn't serve nobody any good. Not humans. Not families. Not friends. Not organizations. Not churches. Not clubs. Not anything. Nobody's gonna want to deal with that, including myself if I have to fucking get confronted with something like that. But I had to lose myself to be able to find exactly what purpose I still have to be able to at least give my kids the opportunity to be able to be raised in a normal environment. Their mom's a great person. She fucked up with one thing, and I can't really make any excuses in regards to how she goes about constantly monitoring. Here's an example. IoT phones. I don't know if those are the exact thing that they've been described as on the internet, because my phone's been kind of acting very fuddy-duddy. Like I said, it's an iPhone X, and I broke one, and while I got one sent, I ended up going to Fresno County Jail for 3 weeks, and then ended up going to prison for a week, 7 days. It's crazy, right? So I went up. I'm a prisoner now. I'm a felon. 7 days, man. That shit was hard. But I had to go get my number, and I had a phone, an extra phone, that was unlocked, and my niece used it. I don't know if they installed whatever kind of spyware, whatever kind of shit they have. I don't really know too much of it. I'm trying to learn some of it. I posted some stuff on my Snapchat regarding the code, Python stuff with backdoor. You know what I'm saying? Remote operations and all kind of shit. I'm not computer proficient whatsoever, but I know what remote means. It means motherfuckers out there using some shit to fuck with your computer, fuck with your phone from an outside source. I know for a fact my phone's being tampered with, and I just keep the phone. I'm not going to go take it in. I'm not going to go turn it into authorities yet, unless authorities go ahead and catch on to this. By the time they catch on to it and see something, then they're going to say, oh, let me see the phone. These motherfuckers got remote capabilities. They're going to fucking erase it. Who knows? I don't know. All I know is that somebody out there can go ahead and do something right, and I'm still going to be myself. I'm still going to try to go ahead and live life to the best of my ability. I'm always going to want to see my kids smile. I'm always going to help out people the best I can. I'm always going to laugh and smile. I'm a very sociable person. Like I said, I destroyed myself and all the things that I used to want to keep from people, unless you were somebody that was significant to me or close to me. But I lost all them. Now I get to see people that I would never expect to want to have any kind of interaction with me at my lowest point, when you don't have nothing. And there's amazing human beings out there that really do know how to put everything aside when they understand that human beings really aren't as great as we like to think we are, or our successes, our achievements, all these material aspects, whatever it is that other people might glorify, really don't matter when it comes down to seeing a child cry, or seeing a person hungry, or seeing somebody lose their life because of a mistake they made, or being ostracized or beaten emotionally, God forbid physically, just being hurt. It's terrible. It's not right in any way, and it doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right, because it isn't right. But I think I'm gonna fuck with this shit. I got one more day before I go see my pro agent. He's gonna be mad at me, and any violation, any kind of circumstances. I should have just took the 18 months and never took a strike. I would have been out already. But I did get into the union. I pushed myself hard enough to go ahead and pursue something, and good things happened. They're still on the line. Good thing on parole, I got my security level got lowered. They treat me like I guess I'm a machete wielding maniac, because I supposedly tried to chop somebody up, when the actual truth is that I blocked a stick with a Dolan and was overdosed on Ativan from what hospital is it? St. Agnes. They gave me like 4 pills to go to sleep, and then I got up and was worried about my daughter, and the bitch gave me like 3 shots full of the fucking 3 full needles, because I was about to fucking whoop 4 fucking weak ass security guards' asses and shit. Wasn't trying to whoop them, but I want to go see my daughter, man. What the fuck, get off me. And it had a very bizarre effect on me, to the point where I was hallucinating. I was pretty much OD'd on it, and I woke up, and I pretty much have a mouth on me sometimes when I'm not really feeling too happy about how people are treating me or not are approaching the situation that I'm taking very seriously. And I apologize to those security guards. And you're a bitch, that nurse, but you shouldn't have fucking gave me no fucking 2 syringe fulls or 3 syringe fulls. I can verify 2 for sure. I'm pretty sure that the tapes got destroyed, just like the tapes got destroyed at me and Ned's and at the Motel 6. But it really fucked me up. My daughters don't get to speak to me that much, and my ex-wife uses the fucking excuse that, oh, you gotta go to court and you'll get to see them for 2 hours a month and all that shit. Yeah, bitch, go ahead, say what you gotta say, because all that's gonna happen is I'm gonna go ahead and have the kids speak to a child psychologist. And if you don't think that these people are just as educated as you, yes, you do have a master's degree from the University of Michigan. I think I remember working and taking care of the girls the whole entire time while you were at school and doing just as much as you did. Not educationally wise, I don't have any kind of documents or paper plates that say, hey, Ezekiel Mercado has fucking achieved X, Y, and Z, but you do. So I'm pretty sure that these people that take their field very, very serious, especially when it's innocent children, will know for a fact when somebody's being coached. And I'm prepared to lose it all because I don't have anything else but to lose it all or be able to save my children's lives. They're happy with you. They smile. They do everything else, but you do a pretty painful job of covering things that I know were never you. I don't know if it's a person that I can't speak of legally because of a restraining order, but you may or may not have been involved with him. I can't say no more. But you, for a fact, I would never have expected it from you, nor my 2 sisters. Thanksgiving was 2 days ago. Motherfuckers didn't even give me a call. Nobody said nothing. I'm the youngest in the family, black sheep. Doesn't matter. You're supposed to at least say hi, check on me, see what's up. But call my sister. She didn't answer me. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes, people. And I just wanted to say, if you were people that supported me back then, Bryce, I still remember you. I don't know if this shit's gonna get out, how it's gonna get out, if it even gets out. But man, you were a big time supporter. I'm pretty sure a person can read something and say, okay, this guy isn't. He's either crazy smart or has a crazy amount of common sense, crazy competent. But some of the stuff he's saying is extremely outlandish, which I mentioned from the beginning on the August 18th posting of 2015. But I need God and any kind of support of people that, whether you love God or not, and you just find it in your heart to go ahead and possibly do something to help me get through this. I couldn't really explain to you or tell you express how much gratitude I would have for somebody to be able to do so. But I love everybody out there. I hope everybody's safe for the holidays, and I'll speak to you guys soon and provide more stuff. I'll try to get some fucking details, some paperwork, things that I still have in my possession. And if any of you detectives are out there, fucking Gistain, I'm still waiting for you, motherfucker. And Katrina, you're still a fucking bitch. And I know I disrespect people, but that's because I don't give a fuck. My kids got even more disrespected by people that basically did some shit really biasly and basically got a little too far ahead on their high horse, I'm not afraid. If you want to go ahead and speak to me, let's speak. But when it comes time to be professional and sit down in a court of law or fucking under interview conditions, then we'll do so. But S. Wesson, Backwards K, check me out on Battle Lap. I believe it's under Los Huevos Frescos or no Fabulosos or S. Wesson. There's a bunch of funny shit, I'm basically doing whatever I can, and I hope to promote my music and do some stuff because I want to just, do some things and pursue education and whatnot. But everybody, I'll holla.